Dandy Warhols.
Cold pressed coffee.
Vinyl records. I was drinking at Starbucks before it was cool.
That was awesome.
I'm having trouble keeping a straight face.
Yeah, no, I can. That was fine. Oh, man, how does he do it?
We've already broken the one Wes Anderson rule, but
Yes, how does he do it?
So if it wasn't obvious by our hipster opening,
Yep.
if that's what we can call it,
And we can call it hipster opening.
we are here to see Wes Anderson's new movie, Isle of Dogs.
Yep.
It's his first wholly animated movie since Fantastic Mr. Fox, which, as far as I'm concerned, is his second best movie to date. So I'm really excited for this.
To any of you who don't know, the guy we're talking about, Wes Anderson, he's that guy who, when you hear someone say, "Oh my God, that movie was so Wes Anderson," that's him.
He's the director most associated with pretentiousness in the indie scene.
Yeah.
His movies are so artsy and symmetrical that you could shake an art department at it or something.
I feel like that was a really good analogy.
Thank you. So what are you guys all thinking about when you go in and see this movie? What are you looking forward to? Or
Well, I gotta come clean. I've seen 2 non-spoiler reviews of it, so I kind of have an idea of what to go in on. 2 of them very, very opposite opinions, so I still think there's enough room for me to get my own feel for it. But I'm not really too familiar with Wes Anderson, so this will be something new for me.
Not either. So
Yeah.
very curious.
He's the kind of director that if you don't know what to expect going in, it's sort of a weird first experience.
All right. On that note, let's go see a movie about dogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so thoughts.
We just got out of seeing
Isle of Dogs. Yeah.
or A Dog's Purpose, I guess you could call it. That's the other title.
Yeah, I
I
mean.
have to agree with the title. I do love dogs.
Yeah, I do love dogs too.
Yeah.
So I guess just to start us off, gut reactions. What do you think of this movie?
Honestly, that was a lot better than I expected. And
Yeah.
it was, I don't know if this is cheesy, but it was pretty emotionally gripping to me because
Absolutely.
I love animals. It's dogs.
Yeah, it's dogs.
If they
you're
put
emotionally
people
attached to dogs.
in those perspectives, I wouldn't care as much. Maybe there's an occasional character that gets me, but seeing that happen to dogs and stuff, it's just so much. It's gripping.
I know.
Well, let me tell you, I grew up with multiple dogs in my house. I volunteered at my local animal shelter for multiple years. I love animals. So just seeing the world through that perspective, that's kind of an incredible feeling,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just it is a very emotional film, and I'm not sure if that is because of the perspective or just because of how gut-wrenchingly sad some parts of it are.
Yeah. I do love how the dogs talk like normal human beings.
Yeah.
Right in the beginning, they're about to fight that one pack of dogs, and they're like, "Whoa, wait, let's just check the food first. I want to make sure this is some good food we're
Yeah, it
fighting for."
humanizes them, and in a sense,
it's worth it. Yeah.
people are like the dogs in that movie. We don't understand them too much. There's 1 or 2 characters we can understand.
They're somehow more human than any other Wes Anderson character. They're somehow more emotional than any other Wes Anderson character. And it's just a very interesting way of seeing things.
Do you think it's? I know you've seen a lot of them. Do you think it's one of his best?
I'd have a tough time ranking it. Right now, it's up there with Grand Budapest Hotel. For me, it's neck and neck. So I don't know if I have an absolute preference yet. I might need to give this time to digest. But it's definitely one of Wes Anderson's better films. I think for casual viewers, this is a good Wes Anderson film to start with.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely made for a more mainstream audience than some of his earlier work.
Yeah, it was really funny. I remember there were a lot of parts that I was laughing at.
Well, that's another thing about Wes Anderson. Just pretty much anything he's ever written. It's a very dry sort of humor. It just flows really well. You know?
It's just the general mood of his movies because everything's really straightforward and robotic, and it really adds to a lot of the humor. Because a lot of the parts, it's oh yeah, this dog was brutally murdered this way. It's oh, just gloss right over that. That's
Oh yeah, I remember didn't he say her sister or something got
crushed in a glass something. Something
just so casually.
Yeah, it's let's just glance over that.
That and the cannibal dogs, I remember.
Yeah,
we only ate one dog one time.
That was pretty gripping though.
Yeah,
when we started getting into it.
Yeah, I love how they started to howl and in between the story they were starting to cry they'd howl.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that too. Also, who was that? That's Harvey Keitel, right?
The one like leader of the cannibal dogs.
Yeah.
That was Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, this had like a lot of famous people in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
yeah.
I did not know Bryan Cranston was like the main character. I thought he was gonna be like there in the supporting role.
Yeah,
I think Yoko
I knew
Ono.
him.
That surprised me.
Yoko Ono plays assistant researcher Yoko
Yoko
Ono.
Ono.
Which,
She had the Y and the O in her hair too, just in case you. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston, he was Chief, right?
Yeah, he was chief. Yeah.
I really liked his character. There's
Yeah,
just
I liked
something
him,
interesting
too.
about like the way his character was compared to everyone else. Like everyone else was a bit more like, I guess you'd say stilted.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel it's because like they were all like house trained, domesticated, and he was a stray. He was just like different
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah, he definitely had this really interesting character arc, you know. And I think he always longed for that sort of master dog relationship, you know.
Oh, and I know this is a spoiler, but I have a question. Like, so, because this is a spoiler. So
Yeah, we've already
Yeah.
done spoilers, so.
But then, so was that like spots mixed with like a robot dog, like kind of like together? Because he had like his eyes
had a
were green,
robot.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like they replaced some of the parts that like
Yeah.
he lost in like the last battle, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love that. That was so funny.
Those battles were great.
That I just
Yeah,
love
all
how
the
like
fight scenes.
I remember it's like they all tried to like peer pressure a chief into like fighting the robot dog. He's like,
You're really good at fighting. It's just the same thing for all of them.
Yeah.
It's just a gust of smoke.
all in favor of chief fighting the robot dog. Say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Chief, go fight that robot dog. That was funny.
Yeah, very utilitarian. I really dig it, you know.
Yeah.
So I will say Wes Anderson's no stranger to stop motion. You know, Fantastic Mr. Fox is the obvious example of
I really
his
want to see
only
that
other.
one now.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really good. See it
Saw it a while back, yeah.
based off a book by one of my favorite authors growing up. Really good. I will say the animation alone is so much better than any of his previous work. I will say I love claymation.
Yeah.
Such a cool animation style, so distinct. Very cool to see like mainstream movies adopting the style. You know.
Yeah, it's really
If you
cool
can
to
call
see
it
the stuff people do with
Yeah.
it because
This is a pretty good movie, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
I really do. This is I don't really know how to explain this one too well, but like I love the perspective of the movie, like this front to back thing. Like I never felt like I never felt like they were moving left to right in a sense. It's always like I felt like I was watching like something on a stage or something like that.
Yeah.
Like we always had that perspective because it's always them looking back and forth and panning left and right. I guess.
And like that music kind of like made it seem like it's on a station.
That
at the
music score
beginning.
was really really good. Too.
Yeah, like the
Fit
drums and
very well.
everything. I like that.
Again, watch any Wes Anderson movie. That's very much his style. Like,
Yeah.
he pretty much approaches every movie with that same sort of movement, with that same sort of like undertone. It's just the kind of thing. Like if you like Wes Anderson, that's what you're gonna get. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, see this movie.
Yeah. All right. So it's been Lowers Reviews, right?
Yeah. I'm CJ. That's Eric. Ken, who doesn't have any social media links, so
Yeah.
there's just gonna be a blank space somewhere here. And there's Jake.
Again, thank you.
Good night. I love dogs.
I love dogs.
I love dogs.
I love dogs.